Errol Spence vs Tim Tszyu next week, man. It's gonna be a decent fight, man. I mean, like, you know, I think Errol Spence stops him late in the fight, maybe around 10 or 11. You know, or if he stops him before that, I would say like maybe around 7. You know what I'm saying? It's either those are the 4 rounds. I think the fight is stopped around 7, 8, 10, and 11. You know, I think, I was listening to Manager Marty. He mentioned, saying that I was listening, somebody else had mentioned, getting for Spence to get there early, a couple of weeks in advance to get acclimated to the weather and the altitude, all of that shit there, the time zone, everything, to be better prepared for the fight, which he kind of did. He's been out there for about a week and a half now. It's a long way off. Tim Tszyu has 7 fights, and this is going to be a good fight. Like I think it's going to be an exciting fight because Tim Tszyu is going to come forward. I think Errol Spence works behind the jab. I think he gets his jab working in this fight. I think with the Crawford fight, man was beaten up. Man. I think that Crawford had the timing of Spence down pat. Like, I don't think Spence, to me, looked all that hurt on any of those knockdowns. I just think the timing of those shots, just the timing of those shots. It was one where Spence had caught Crawford, and he had Crawford on the ropes for a second. He was about to get the wailing on Crawford, and as he came in, blah, blah, he got that straight right, just hit him, man. And I don't think he saw it coming. It probably was that retina. Just didn't see those punches coming, man. Like, and just like next thing you know, he's on the canvas. I think, like looking at it, the problems that he's had with his eyes, I think that was, I don't make excuses, but I think that was a key part and why he was getting clipped. Then he wasn't moving off the line. He was just coming straight in, no angles. Crawford had the better strategy and the better timing. But I think Tim Tszyu, who's a good counterpuncher, he's a good inside fighter, and he's a little bit too one-dimensional, and I don't think he's elusive enough to offset Errol Spence. I think what's the key for Spence is how well he takes the first good shot he gets hit with. You know what I'm saying? Like the long layoff, the fact you got knocked down 3 times in one fight, and you haven't fought since that one fight, so the loss is still fresh in your mind. And I don't know, what I'm saying, like how he'll react when he really gets hit or hurt. But like I said, to me in the Crawford fight, he wasn't hurt until the end of the fight. I think when he got wobbled at the end of the fight, the ref saw. I think the ref could have let him continue, and go out on the shield, but he probably would eventually got knocked out for real. And I think that kind of saved him. The ref kind of saved his legacy just a little bit, because he was already hurt. Crawford was about to get the wailing on him, but we never know what would have happened. The referee stopped the fight because he saw Spence wobbly and then started taking shots. Who was to say Spence wouldn't have clipped him back coming in? But Crawford, he's too smart of a fighter to allow that to happen, but it could have happened. I just feel like if he can withstand, because Tim Tszyu is going to turn into a formidable fight early, but I think Spence, it could. But we have seen Spence beat guys like this easily by just outboxing them, moving around the ring, keeping his distance, working behind his jab, going to their body. I think that's what's going to happen in this fight, and I can see it getting stopped. I don't see this shit on 12 rounds. If, like I said, Spence's punch resistance is what it used to be. Because like I said, I don't think he, in that Crawford fight, those were flash knockdowns, man. He was never really hurt with those knockdowns. I don't think he saw those punches coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like when you want to move and you don't see those punches coming, and Crawford does have a little power, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you're getting hit by a guy with some power and you're not seeing the punches coming, he was bouncing right back up. But let's see, Tim Tszyu has some scar tissue under that eye. Because Spence used the jab, you know, the southpaw jab, like Marty said, to open up that eye. And can Tim Tszyu be able to use his jab to offset Spence? I don't think he has a good enough jab. That's why we watch. I'm just a fan. You know, but this is why we watch, man. And I'll be watching.